morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss spoken English in 30 minutes. I have a chocolate. I have a tablet for you all that how to develop our speaking knowledge, speaking ability within this 30 minutes video. Before going to that session, the one who is standing in front of you via media YouTube is none other than Manas Ranjan Rao, teacher from Keonjhar. Welcome to all of you. Nowadays, it's a big task how to develop our speaking skill, how to build our personality. Actually, we have a wrong notion, wrong idea that English is very difficult. In the multicultural context of globalization and international communication, English is an integral part for us. We have to admit it. Without English, we can't do anything better. That may be for our career perspective or for the job perspective. So, I have a technique how we can develop our speaking skill. Before going to speaking, we need to learn English has 4 skills. English has 4 skills, that is LSRW. For any language, we have 4 skills. That might be our mother tongue Oriya, that might be Hindi or Sanskrit, whatever language it may be, but we have to follow it sequentially. First L, then S, then R, then W. But we are adopting the wrong methods. We are not adopting the right methods. Why I am telling you like this? Because whenever our child goes up to 3 years, then we start by writing ma. But is it the first skill? No. We need to understand sequentially English has 4 skills and sequentially listening comes first. Then speaking. Then writing. No, then reading. Then writing. Among these 4 skills, it is categorically divided into 2 parts. One is reading and another is listening, are receptive skills. And speaking and writing are 2 productive skills. It is receiver. Then we have a product. Means it is reactant and it is product. But we are adopting the wrong methods. We are first emphasizing on writing, reading rather than listening and speaking. That's why we are lag behind. Now, we need to be very clear that we should follow the skill listening first. Take for instance, when a child takes birth, then he always listens to his mother tongue. From the environment, from the parents, from everywhere. Then he trying to imitate. After 2 to 3 years, he is trying to speak ba, pa, ma, like this. But the main problem is that we are adopting writing and reading skills from the very beginning. It's a big mistake for us. We have to first understand what is listening. The sound which audibles to us with clear-cut understanding is listening, which is the sound which we have been experiencing that should be understood. Without meaning, nothing is meaningless. If we don't understand, if I don't know Kannada, then what can I say? Like this, nothing else. So, first of all, we have to adopt listening skill. As I am a Oriya background student, but later, how can I develop my skills? I just felt, experienced that for speaking or writing, first we have to follow this technique sequentially. Why we are confident in mother tongue, rather we are not confident in the foreign language. We are telling English is a foreign language, but not at all. English is not at all a foreign language. Foreign language which is completely unknown. It's a language which we can say a library language or a international communication language, or a might be it is globalized approved language. So first we have to know the difference between mother tongue and foreign language. Mother tongue and foreign language. The language which is clearly experiencing listening skill, maximum time of exposure in listening skill, that is our mother tongue. Which is completely unknown, that is foreign language. But we are adopting English as a foreign language. No, it's a second language. We might say it's a second language. But what's the problem? Nowadays, English is a very easy subject. How? I am going to demonstrate that. For me, English is not a word, it's my emotion, it's my sentiments. For me, English is super, fantastic, outstanding, mind-blowing, overwhelming, unprecedented, dynamic, energetic, spectacular, fabulous language. For me, English is a super, fantastic, outstanding, mind-blowing, overwhelming, unprecedented, dynamic, energetic, spectacular, fabulous, fantabulous, electrifying, historic language. Overall, it's a historic language. We need to understand this properly. So, for you all, you first hold the confidence. What is confidence? We just, by what we think we are capable of doing, while others judge us what we have already done. For every action, there is two approaches we need to understand. One is qualitative, another one is quantitative. What is qualitative? We have to follow the 4 skills LSRW. First, we have to develop listening skill. Whenever our child takes birth, he is fluent in mother tongue, but rather he is very unfamiliar to English language. Why? Because we start following the wrong methods, wrong techniques. But we need to understand, whenever we can express what we are speaking about and express that in numbers, then we know something about it. But when we can't express it in numbers, then we don't know anything. Then our knowledge is like of a maker and unsatisfactory kind. It may be the beginning of our knowledge, but we have scarcely. In our third, advance to the stage of science, whatever the matter may be. Actually, we have to assume that we are in zero. We have to be confident how the exposures of English is available in everywhere. So we have to first follow, we have to develop our listening skill first. We have to listen to the music, we have to listen to the newspaper, we have to listen to TV, we have to listen YouTube, we have to listen anywhere. From anywhere, from any exposure, we need to earn knowledge. After that, we would be able to speak. And after that, we know reading is also a receptive skill. While listening and reading, our speaking capability would be developed. We have to assume ourselves zero. From the day one, we have to assume ourselves zero. Reduce to yourself zero. But we need to understand. Each day is a clean slate. We start afresh and make the most of it. Speaking is a voice. We should be understand. It's not a big thing. We need to understand. Everywhere. This is, for example, this is pen. This is a whiteboard. We are experiencing. This is table. That is chair. That's school. That's playground. That's TV. That's all the equipments. Take for instance a bicycle. A bicycle, all the equipments within the bicycle are in English. But we are still thinking that English is a difficult language. Is it true, friends? No, not at all. This is top, this is bottom. We already know this is fan. We already know various things, various words, a lot of words are known to us before we are taking English. But the main problem is that the society, the social dilemma is the main barrier. We need to be confident. We need to hold our consistency level in order to develop listening skill. Take an example of Three Idiots, the film. Give me some sunshine, give me some rain. Before that, सारी उम्र हम मर मर के जी लिए, कुछ पल तो अब हमें जीने दो ना 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 ना. Give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance. I want to grow once again. Find out. Give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance. I want to grow once again. This should be taken into existence. This should be clarified within our brain. We are enjoying that. Enjoy the what you do and do the best you can. The ultimate goal should be doing your best and enjoying that. So, for every action, we need to love that action. We have to make a planning. How much time we are spending to develop our listening skill? We have to ask ourselves. We may follow the movies, we may follow the TV, we may follow the journalist, we may follow any anchor. Wherever we find exposure, we need to understand exposure, maximum exposure we need to achieve in a listening skill. We need to develop listening skill through exposure, use and context. Exposure should be used contextually. After that, we would be able to develop our knowledge. I am now citing how it is very interesting how I am showing you that it's a chocolate. By chewing that, by adopting that, you can extract speaking English. Yes. For that, we need to understand one word: acquisition. Acquisition and learning. We are adopting the technique of learning. That's the biggest mistake that we are doing. We are committed. Acquisition and learning. What is acquisition and what is learning? Acquisition is a technique what we acquire by enjoying without taking any burden. We are finding a Pond's powder. Suppose we are finding a Pond's powder. There I find that there is a written pure sandal extracts combines with natural sunscreen to brighten and enhance your natural glow to protect your complexion from the harmful effects of the sun. That's by amusement. I would know the knowledge. I would gain the knowledge from like this, inspired by nature, to give you a lifetime of comfort. Aeroprone mattress. So these things Lagan for a bright future. Suppose you are going to a cyber cafe and they are written Lagan for a bright future. We have to adopt that. Whenever we are crossing along the road, there is a alertness, always avoids accident. Speed thrills but kills. This knowledge comes under acquisition. It's without burden. Learning is with burden. So we are adopting that wrong technique, learning with burden. We are focusing on grammar. A beginner also knows parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, preposition, interjection. You would find that it's a difficult one. I am a boy. But if we demonstrate him like I, subject, verb, subject, verb, there is a relationship, subject, verb, agreement, then you would find absolutely difficult. That comes under learning. But without taking any burden, what we acquire comes under acquisition. We have to give more stress on acquisition. We have to collect. We have to make a habit. Habit is the second nature. People remember winners. Nobody remember losers. Winners do not do different things. They do things differently according to Shibakira. We have to be excellent. Excellence is rarely found but more rarely valued. So we have to follow this acquisition technique. There is no examination. Nobody is to judge in acquisition, but it's a exam is there. Without burden, without stress, everything. It is non-obvious. It is obvious. Exposure, the source of exposure from everywhere in case of acquisition. But in case of learning, we are focusing on textbook, dependent on teacher, facilitator. So my technique is you have to adopt acquisition technique without taking that also with burden. If you enjoy that, the poetry of earth is never dead. Nature is a dictionary. One draws words over it, you can fly. You can prevent birds from flying over your head, but you can prevent them from nesting in your hair. So, acquisition with acquisition, it's a automated process. Suppose you are holding a mobile, you are watching the date of manufacturing, the date of expiry, maximum use before 2 months from the date of packaging, precaution. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Whenever we are on a bike and the mirror shows like this, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. If we learn that without taking any burden, that technique may be helpful, 100% helpful, and that technique would build our confidence level in learning also. So, we have to focus the acquisition skills. Now, I am demonstrating you how can I How can I confident that you would learn English in 30 minutes? Suppose for example, you have to remember some broken sentences like in the sense, on this regard, apart from this, in accordance with, in acquaintance with, at the outside, it's my privilege. It evokes someone's commendation, man throws light up, in the light of which, if we analyze, what a wonderful piece of luck. Suppose we are in the sense. I have a book, I am unable to understand that, but there I find in the sense. Yes, I am also demonstrating from learning to acquisition. I don't need to learn the whole sentence. I need to learn only these 3 words, fraction of sentence, in the sense. If I do remember in the sense, I can deliver in the sense. This is manners, delivering you about spoken English. Then next, on this regard. On this regard, we have to first focus on listening skill. Like this. In the sense, on this regard, apart from this, we need to learn, we need to develop the reading skill. That also comes under receptive skill. Because after receptive, we may produce more sentences. Apart from this, in accordance with listening skill, we may watch the film of Super 30. No dance. No. Basanti not to dance. Happy Holi. अरे English भी तो है. Happy Holi. हर तरह English किधर है? Within that song, we can find. Let's hit it. Just rock the dance floor. Come on, everybody. Everywhere we are finding those words in accordance with film Super 30. You can create a sentence in accordance with, in acquaintance with, at the outside it's my privilege to speak something before you. At the outside, I am sorry to tell you that you lose your job. I am pleased to tell you that I am pleased to tell you that what I would like to proclaim is that along with, listen, see, watch. Along with our studies, we should be focusing to external knowledge. Along with, listen children, see, this is a fairy which is comes under Rorito, whiteboard maker. So, listen, see, watch. This is the class. This is going to be a superb class. We can create sentence like along with listen, see, watch. However, moreover, consider the fact which needs to be analyzed properly. However, I am confident. Moreover, you need to hold this chalk. However, consider whatever, whoever, whenever, whichever, wherever. Absolutely, definitely, subsequently, consequently, hopefully, honestly, basically, generally, probably, ultimately. Like this. We have to catch up. We have to develop our vocabulary skills. How can we use? We need to hold our confidence level with 100% negativity. I have to speak. Rather committing mistakes, rather committing the lack of confidence, we need to hold ourselves that we shouldn't be ashamed of ourselves. We should speak something. With mistakes, we need to use this language by heart. That might be with a judicious use of our mother tongue. You never think that it's a difficult language. This technique is also a language. What is language? It's a means of communication. We need to love her. we have a sufficient exposure. We need to understand that. We need to be very confident, whoever the person may be, whatever his profession may be. We have to speak. We have to be there. Don't feel inferior complexity inside others, whoever the person may be. He may be the president of America, he can't be Bill Gates. We are having so much of talent. Everybody is unique by nature. Everyone has his own confidence, own independence, own place. If we start speaking with minimize our priority, our personality, that someone may think that we are left behind. Yes, I admit. First, we have to commit mistakes. There is no success like failure. But remember at the same time, failure is not success at all. So, we have to accept. We have to accept the wrong ones, the social barriers, that he is very confident in English, he is showing by nature. No matter. We find three types of person in the society. A person who shows the way, a person who goes on the way, a person who closes the way. And men are quick to praise, quick to blame. So pay no heed what others speak of you. First of all, you should be determined that I have to speak. Start speaking. Start developing your listening skill first. Then comes speaking. Without having any reading skill, without having any writing skill, how can be a foreigner very much fluent in speaking? Only by listening. Only by developing listening skill. I am adding you the technique of listening and acquisition. Suppose for a commentary session, you have an opportunity, but you don't have that much of confidence. You need to do that, do the same. There has been a spectacular debate towards cover area and it's a four. What a timing, excellent timing from the bats of Sachin Tendulkar. We are in fifth over now. It beats to the wicketkeeper and gun up for boundary to five. Well fielded. What is wrong? Wow. What a timing. He is always trying to hit the ball towards boundary. So like this, if you start speaking, you can earn, you can digest that chocolate and you can earn a personality. You don't have to believe in the superstitious things. Thus English is a very much difficult one. We need to adopt what I am telling, the acquisition technique. We need to develop listening skill. These two techniques can help us to go further. Think big, reach high, sky is not the limit. And friends, I am very much thankful to you all that I am demonstrating you the techniques, how can we be confident in speaking. Suppose I am telling you absolutely. Yes, you are absolutely fine. Absolutely, definitely. Subsequently, consequently, hopefully, honestly, basically, genuinely, probably, ultimately, factually, tactfully, all the leads are here. With the acquisition, whatever technique we may adopt, we need to clear cut these words and try to use these sentences by our brain. Yes, we have 4 techniques that is applicable in everywhere. We know that is VMDT, Visual Memory Development Technique. What we visualize. We have a clear-cut scenery. There we find a written word. It's better to give than to take. Yes, we need to enjoy that beauty, the beauty of nature. The cosmetic of beauty lies within the nature. He holds. It is a technique by visualizing something we can analyze. Suppose I am very much known to Bhubaneswar Banigya. I am thinking about the place of Banigya. There we find Utkal University in the right hand side. Then next to the way to Master Canteen. This is the technique of VMGT. Visualize, memory development technique. And another one is brainstorming. BS. Brainstorming. To store which occurs within our brain. That is brainstorming. And another one is mental talk. Chain drill. Now all these four techniques are included in Odisha. For Odia medium students, we have these four skills in post-reading session, but according to me, it is applicable everywhere in terms of pre-reading, while reading or post-reading. We may use these techniques like VMDT, brainstorming, mental talk, chain drill. Mentally we have to talk. If we use again and again, then ultimately we can be confident and we can develop our knowledge. Knowledge is of two kinds. We have to admit what we know. What we don't know, we also have to admit. That's the real knowledge. But we don't adopt these techniques. This is brain's mentally tough. If we remember, absolutely, definitely, subsequently, consequently, hopefully, honestly, basically, genuinely, probably, ultimately, by our mind, then ultimately, whenever the speaking course is going on, we may extract that word and trying to do a sentence. Hopefully, you would be able to develop the English knowledge. Absolutely, it's a very fine technique by which we can earn knowledge. We can speak English. Definitely, we should do. If we want a confidence, if we want a job, if we want to take an admission in the college, wherever, subsequently, we would be able to confident. Consequently, we are having a good job. Hopefully, we would do. Honestly, we should develop the listening skill. Basically, it is the primary technique and the first technique. Generally, we would achieve. Result is the true testament of quality. We should make a habit how to develop all these skills, all these vocabularies. We have to accept within our brain and we have to demonstrate those words and trying to implement in the practical life. And after all, we may achieve our talent. Friends, this is my first YouTube video and I am Manas Sundan Rao. Please subscribe my channel for further updates. I would clarify more and more videos for you. Thanking you. Love you all.